Hey. Both our arms can't fit here.
This is my show.
But you said I get a good chair.
I gave you a good chair, okay?
So I gotta get in the good chair.
No, you stay over there. You stay over there.
But I feel like I'm like, eh.
All right, then just move the microphone over there.
Rude.
Jade, predictions are back.
Not if you can't see me because you pushing me out of the shot.
Okay, well, then I'm back for predictions and you'll
just hear my voice.
That's it.
You won't see me, but you'll hear me.
Microphone's probably in your face right now, but it's okay.
I can't win. La 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 la.
We're back, folks, and it's going to be a long season. But this video is actually brought to you by Squarespace. Like, we actually got a sponsor. They're going to take one look at this video and drop us instantaneously. Grossi Posse Packer Nation! Welcome to another episode of Packcast, the podcast where you don't have to be a Packers fan, but it sure does help. I'm your host, Tom Grossi.
And I am his wife, Jade Grossi.
You said that with such malice and discontent.
Actually, it was because I realized I was speaking over here and that you'd yell at me to speak into the microphone, so I self-corrected without you having to tell me.
Yeah, but you're not sitting up straight, terrible posture.
I literally can't because there's no room here with the chair.
This is what you have to sacrifice to get
I go
a good
this
chair.
way and I bounce
Stop
back.
banging into the chair. It's a nice chair. You get lumbar support and everything now. Done this for 6 years. I deserve lumbar support. Welcome to an entirely new season of NFL predictions. Last year,
I won.
No.
Yup.
That is categorically
Remember that
false.
time I sat in that chair or this chair over there in that position?
You won for 1 week.
I'm just saying, it happened. I won.
In 1 week. Overall, I beat you.
I'm still hearing that I won.
You know what?
I'm not wrong. I did win. We're just not clarifying what I won.
Okay. You went 166-101. I went 172-94-1.
I heard I won.
No, the one was how many games we tied.
1 is the loneliest number that you're gonna be.
Because I'm going to be single?
Yeah.
Dab on them. Is that what kids still do that? So, if you're brand new to the channel, like 50,000 of you are, since we last did this, the way this works is Jade knows
a lot about football.
So we're just blatantly lying to the audience this season.
I think that my predictions are going to speak for themselves when I make them.
I agree. I agree. And I am still going to somehow not get a lot correct. And so that's how this is going to work. So, without further ado.
I do.
Let's start off with the first game of the NFL season.
Numero uno. I won. Number 1.
The Houston Texans versus the Kansas City Chiefs. The Texans, I could say, improved vastly over the offseason.
He could say.
However, I would then be blatantly lying to the audience. Of course, they traded.
So he's not going to say it.
No, I'm not going to say it. They traded Hopkins to the Cardinals. They brought in David Johnson, who could do well, but, he gets hurt all day, every day. And Bill O'Brien is still their GM / head coach. Now, Deshaun Watson just got a nice payday, so he's going to be there in perpetuity, so otherwise known as hell. And so I think that the Texans will overall be like a solid football team this year. Watson is always going to make them competitive. Is Will Fuller going to be able to stay healthy for an entire season?
Who knows?
Is Randall Cobb going to be able to rejuvenate and just go?
Probably need some corn.
For what?
Corn on the cob?
Oh, Jesus Christ. And then you have the Chiefs, the reigning defending Super Bowl champions. The Kansas City Chiefs. And, they got even better. They got Clyde Edwards-Helaire over during the draft, and I think that he is going to have a monster season if he can get it going. And, that team is pretty much unstoppable. They gave Patrick Mahomes $500 million, And I'm going to say right off the bat the Chiefs are going to come out strong. And I think they have a good. They have a good defense too. I picked the Chiefs winning this ball game.
I'm gonna pick the Chiefs too.
Oh, we're okay. All right, so we're going the same thing.
It looks like an L. I'm gonna adjust that right.
The L is for loser.
Well, it was under your name, so.
Then you got the New Jersey Jets taking on the Buffalo Bills. The Jets defense, it's like looking in a Where is Waldo book, and Waldo has been removed from the book.
That means you can't find him.
Because they have no defense. CJ Mosley opted out of the season.
But Waldo is usually in those pictures. It's just really hard to find. So it's there, just...
That's why I said, like, he was removed from it.
Right, but, I mean, they have a defense.
It was a
you
printer.
Can't really...
It was a printer's
find
error,
them?
like at the publisher.
But Waldo's always there.
That's not true. No, I'm saying if I open a Harry Potter book, there's going to be no Waldo.
Jets.
Anyway,
Bills.
also, and Adam's going over to the Seahawks. And so, that secondary, I don't feel comfortable with at all. Meanwhile, over on the Buffalo Bills section of town, you got the Bills, who should have a top 5 defense. Ed Oliver, I think he's going to do amazing this year. Throw on top of that with Josh Allen, finally got their number 1 wide receiver in Stephon Diggs. What team was he from?
I was going to say the Vikings, but I didn't want to be wrong. I didn't want to be wrong.
So anyway, coming from the Vikings, giving them a true number 1 threat. The running game should be solid. I think the Bills are going to do quite well this season. And so, I'm going with the Buffalo Bills.
For the record, I have already written a B under my name, so I chose Bills before he finished talking.
Don't want to say what that B is for.
The Bills.
Beautiful.
You think the Bills are beautiful?
Yes. And then...
Well, I'm going to write this down.
You have the Green Bay Packers heading in to Minnesota to take on the purple incarnations of Satan. Not to be confused with the protein that vegans eat.
Not all vegans eat it.
Not, I guess technically not all, but it is good.
It can be good.
It can be good.
If you cook it right.
You know what can't be good? Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings. They can't be good because they're garbage. They're legit garbage. What did they do? Lost Everson Griffin. Bye. You might say, but Tom, they signed Ngakwe. Who cares? I don't care. They're not gonna be good. Hunter's injured forever. The injury report hasn't come out yet, but I don't care. Yeah. Cornerbacks? What? They're all new. No one likes them. They're untested. Aaron Rodgers is going to tear them up.
I feel like we're playing
and Zadarius
bumper
Smith.
cars.
That's because
bumper
being
chairs.
dominant. Zadarius Smith is going to feast on Kirk Cousins' corpse.
But he's not going to be dead.
Day.
Nope.
All day. Green Bay Packers are going to walk in to Minnesota and they're going to walk out 1
That's what they're going to do.
and 0. Green Bay Packers.
I already wrote it.
Thank you.
I'm going to side with my Vikings here.
Then you have the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Washington football team. Because
Washington football.
That's their name now.
I know. Every time I hear it, I'm like, that's their name.
Yep. So you have the Philadelphia Eagles who, went with a quarterback in the second round, which made sense. They went with Jalen Reagor, the wide receiver, in the first round, but he was injured. Let's see if he's going to be ready for game time. I think that the Eagles should be able to pull this one off simply because the Washington football team is hot garbage. Yes, they got Chase Young, and then what the hell else did they do in that draft? Dwayne Haskins is your starting QB. Do I need to say more? No. The Philadelphia Eagles are going to take this one, and the Washington football team is going to continue their trek to being a top 5 pick in the draft next year. So, Eagles.
I'm also going to go with the Eagles, but I'm going to say that I think that Washington just needs to embrace their new name, their new brand, and then
It's temporary, though. They're changing it next year.
I know, but what I'm saying is, once we're new, we got this, we need to make a new name for ourselves, then they'll get into the swing of things. I'm not going to write them off for the season yet. Just saying.
Honestly, you can call them whatever name you want, and they would still suck. It's like putting lipstick on a pig. Still a pig.
There.
That's the pig. Then you have the Cleveland Browns going in to take on the Baltimore Ravens. Now, listen, the Browns shocked the Ravens last year during the regular season when Nick Chubb ran all over that Ravens defense. However, the Ravens were like, ha ha ha, and destroyed them in the second game. Ravens, one of the best defenses, one of the best offenses. Obviously, have the reigning MVP in Lamar Jackson, even though they had a premature exodus last season in the divisional round. I think the Ravens are still going to be a damn good football team and be in contention for a Super Bowl title. Now, the Browns, they got rid of Freddie Kitchens, so they should be better. It's all going to count on Baker Mayfield. They have the defense, they have the pieces. Can the offense get it done? They shored up that offensive line a little bit. The running game should be really good with Chubb and Hunt. They got OBJ, they got Landry. They should be good.
They should be.
Can Baker Mayfield get it done? I think this will be a closer game, but I'm going to go with the Ravens.
I'm also going to go with the Ravens.
Quote them nevermore. Then you have the Indianapolis Colts with Phillip Rivers and his 19 children taking on Gardner Minshew and the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jacksonville Jaguars are devoid of talent. They're devoid of pretty much everything but Gardner Minshew. That's a bad football team, folks. I want Gardner Minshew to do well, and I hope for the love of God he gets out of there as quickly as possible. The Colts could be a sleeper team this year, but while the Jaguars can take down a Cayman, I don't think that they're going to be able to take down this horse. And so because of that, I'm going with the Colts.
I'll go with the Colts as well, but I'll say that I'm still hopeful.
Then you got the Raiders taking on the Panthers. The Raiders have some hype behind them this season, right? In which they drafted every single wide receiver, including Henry Ruggs Go Fast. And can Carr take that next step and actually win John Gruden's love?
Whoa.
Probably not.
Henry Ruggs Go Fast?
Yeah.
Is that really his name?
No, his name is Henry Ruggs, but he's very fast. So his name is Henry Ruggs Go Fast.
That's great.
The Raiders should improve from last year, so I'm actually going to pick the Raiders here. The Panthers, obviously losing Luke Kuechly. They're having Teddy Bridgewater as the starter. CMC, DJ Moore, I think they'll be competitive, but I think with Josh Jacobs... Yeah, I'm going to go with the Raiders here.
Raiders.
Then you got the Chicago Bears, who just named Mitch Trubisky as their starting quarterback.
You all right? You laughing?
I am. Taking on the Detroit Lions. Now, the Bears will still have a top 5 defense. Definitely at least top 10. The Lions should have an improved secondary with Okuda coming in, even though they just got rid of Darius Slay.
Like Barracuda.
No, it's Okuda Matata.
I said Okuda. No, I immediately thought of Barracuda. Acuna?
There's no fish team.
Akuda.
So. Well, I mean, the Dolphins. Anyway, so the Lions, getting DeAndre Swift, maybe they'll have a running game that they haven't had since Barry Sanders. Matthew Stafford coming back from an injury. I think he has potential to do really, really well. Has some great weapons. TJ Hawkinson taking his second step. I'm actually going to pick the Lions here. I know people are going to laugh at me, but I'm going to say the Lions are actually going to get it done against the Bears because you have Mitch Trubisky throwing the ball on the other side. But who knows? If they actually commit to the run with Dave Montgomery, maybe they'll win, but I'm actually going to pick the Lions.
I don't know if people are going to laugh at you so much as they're going to be like,
Jim B's not going to laugh at me. Jim B's going to be happy.
That's fair. But I'm going to go with the Bears. Sorry, Jim B.
The Bears. And this is the time where we talk about our sponsor. That's right, honey. My football videos are actually making money now. Now, as you know, Tom Grossi doesn't really sponsor anything. We don't sponsor anything. However, Squarespace is a company that I will absolutely sponsor because I've been using them for the past 6 years. For the past 6 years, I've been telling you, check out TomGrossiComedy.com. That's a square. This is a space.
This is also a square, even though some people are like, no, that's a diamond. No. I just rotated it, and it's still a square.
So that has nothing to do with what Squarespace actually does. So I've been using Squarespace, this amazing website builder, for the past 6 years. When I first started stand-up, I created TomGrossiComedy.com, and I was like, wait a minute. I don't know how to build a website. And so with Squarespace, it was super easy. It was super intuitive. And now I essentially use it for all of my shows where I'm going to be performing. You can include links to your podcast like I already do, or previous videos. You can have a photo gallery. And it looks like a professionally done website, even though I have no experience creating a professional website. I also use it as my store, so you can put merch on there. Like, for example, you can go and purchase a Grossi Posse shirt. And on top of that, it also keeps track of your inventory and when you're running low and should reorder. You can create coupon codes, etc. I have no problem promoting them because this is something that I absolutely love and use every day. So head on over to squarespace.com/TomGrossi for a free trial. And when you're ready to sign up, use the promo code TomGrossi for 10% off your first purchase.
10%.
Moving on, you got the Seattle Seahawks going to take on the Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons, of course, getting Todd Gurley in this offseason, actually getting a cornerback in the draft as well. Are the Falcons going to be a surprise team? A lot of people think that they can be. Me? I'm not completely and totally convinced. I think they had the potential to. Last year, they showed off those flashes of like, wow, they're a good football team, and then they sucked again. Now, the Seahawks, they are still going to be a good football team. We mentioned before with Jamal Adams in that secondary now. They will help out that defense. I'm still a little worried about their whole pass rushing thing, but their offensive line, they don't really need it because Russell Wilson be able to run away from everything, and Chris Carson should be healthy now. In addition, they re-signed Josh Gordon, so Josh Gordon, DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, they should be in contention to win the NFC West with the 49ers, so I'm going to go with the Seahawks because they're the more proven football team.
I'm also going to go with the Seahawks.
Then you got the Miami Dolphins taking on the New England Patriots. Now, this was a few months ago, and we're like, you know what? I might go with the Dolphins. Ryan Fitzpatrick, the last time they met, the Dolphins beat the Patriots, right, in the end of the regular season. And that caused them to go into the wild card, which caused them to lose to the Titans, and the entire world rejoiced.
It's like a snowball effect.
It was really the only good thing about 2020. Now, the Patriots, of course, went and got Cam Newton. However, they have lost some guys. Obviously, Tom Brady, Gronkowski going over to the Buccaneers, even though they didn't have him last year. They also lost some pieces on that defense. Are the Patriots still going to be that good? Now, the Dolphins utilizing Fitzpatrick instead of Tua Tagovailoa. So I think that the Patriots are going to be able to take the win. We'll see how well Cam Newton does. I'm going to go Pats here.
I'm feeling the Dolphins.
Nice.
I'll give them some hope.
Ace Ventura would be proud. Then you have the Chargers with their 0 fans going to take on the Bengals, who might now have 2 fans after drafting Joe Burrow. I am not convinced that the Bengals are a good football team. Yes, they have Joe Burrow now, who is gonna, hit some rough patches as a rookie QB. They decided to go get T. Higgins. They have AJ Green, who hopefully will actually remain healthy. He hasn't been healthy throughout camp. And of course, they just re-signed Joe Mixon to a big lucrative deal. I still don't really believe in that defensive line or that offensive line. And on top of that, they're still the Bengals. Now, on the other side of things, you have the Chargers, who are starting Tyrod Taylor, and they don't have Melvin Gordon. They have Austin Eckler back there, who will be their full-time running back. Now, of course, they just gave a big extension to Keenan Allen. Hunter Henry might stay healthy for a game or so, and the defense should be really good. Of course, you got the Bosa, but Derwin James out for the year. However, I think the Chargers, with that experience of Tyrod Taylor, will be able to get it done. So I think the Chargers will take this game against the Bengals.
I'm going to also go with the Chargers.
That's right. Then you have the Arizona Cardinals taking on the San Francisco 49ers, the reigning NFC champions. Let's not talk about it. The Cardinals, their offense, Kyler Murray, phenomenal last year. Of course, you also got rid of David Johnson, right? And so you got some high explosive weapons back there. Of course, you got Hopkins. You got Kenyon Drake, who was lighting it up from the Dolphins when he came over to Arizona. So yeah, I'm all about it. They got guys to throw to like Kirk. Larry Fitzgerald is literally just embedded into that team because that's how old he is. The question is going to be, what about the defense? They got Isaiah Simmons. I think he is going to be a major upgrade for them, but I don't know if they're going to be able to take down the 49ers, who got even better because the world is unfair. So I'm going to go with the 49ers.
Me too.
Alrighty. Following that, you got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the New Orleans Saints. Yeah, these are going to be some damn football games. Tom Brady goes, let's go one more time. Because he's like, 65 years old? Social Security is about to cash in. Now, the Buccaneers, they're going for broke, right? They had the #1 run defense last year, and they have some guys returning from injury, which will definitely help them. And their running backs are stacked. They brought in Fournette. Ronald Jones, they've been hyping as being a 3-down back. They got Shady McCoy, right? So they should be ready to go in that regard. Wide receivers, they got them. Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, Oh, yes. They, of course, still held on to O.J. Howard, and now they have Gronkowski as well. That offense should be explosive. Now, I will say, I think it's going to take a little bit for the Buccaneers to find their groove. And so, because of that, and only that, I'm leaning towards the Saints. Kamara, I think they'll come to an extension before the season starts. And, of course, Drew Brees coming in. If he doesn't drop off too much, they'll still be good. Michael Thomas, one of the best wide receivers. They added Emmanuel Sanders. Is the defense going to be able to stop them? That's going to be a big question. But right now, I'm going to give the edge to the Saints.
I have a question.
I have an answer.
Why were you talking about Tom Brady?
He's now on the Buccaneers.
Tom Brady?
Yes.
From the Patriots?
Not only did I say that like a few games ago.
Yeah, but you know that sometimes you talk and...
I mean, a real expert in football would know that.
I never said I was an expert.
Oh, I'm sorry. Someone who knew football would know that.
I know football.
Is a ball.
Wait, where Tom Brady went to the Saints?
Buccaneers.
Oh, my God. I'm going to go with the Buccaneers.
Then you got the Dallas Cowboys taking on the Rams in their brand spanking new stadium. The Cowboys are one of the favorites of the NFC this year. Obviously, they're going to get CeeDee Lamb in the draft, and now Dak Prescott has so many weapons, too, he doesn't know what to do with himself except go, am I going to get a contract now, Jerry? And Jerry's going to be like, no. Of course, Ezekiel Elliott coming back healthy. Their offensive line is still going to be stacked. They're going to be a good football team. Their defense is another question. Is it going to be able to get them over the top? Then you have the Rams. Very disappointing, going from the Super Bowl to not even making the playoffs last year. Jared Goff, he sucked last year. Is he going to be able to say, hey, I'm going to be a good quarterback now? Throw on top of that, what's going on with the running backs? Todd Gurley is gone. They lost a bunch of pieces on their defense, but Jalen Ramsey still there, shut down corner. Their defense could be looking up because you always have Aaron Donald on there. This should be a good football game, but I am going to give the edge to the Dallas Cowboys because they have an actual coach now. Jade?
I'm going to go with the Cowboys as well.
There you go. Then the first of two Monday night games. You got the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the New Jersey Giants. The Pittsburgh Steelers, they should also have a top 5 defense. The Giants will not. But we got Blake Martinez. Nope, doesn't mean anything. The Giants' offense should be better. Danny Dimes shouldn't fumble as much, but he probably will in this game. And Saquon Barkley is actually healthy. Offensive line, could go either way, but they decided to actually invest in it. And sorry, Eli Manning, you missed it just by a few years. I think the Giants will be an improved football team this year, but I don't see them winning against the Steelers, which is why I'm going to say the Steelers, resurgent with that offense, Big Ben coming back, Juju Smith-Schuster, James Conner. I'm all about it. Let's go Steelers. You too? Okay. And then finally, the Tennessee Titans taking on the Denver Broncos. The Tennessee Titans making it to the AFC Championship game last year. And then Pat Mahomes was like, okay, I'm done playing now. And so the Titans, Derrick Henry got re-signed. Ryan Tannehill got re-signed. A.J. Brown was amazing in his rookie season. He looks to be even more amazing this year. Jadeveon Clowney. Meanwhile, the Broncos, I think, have upgraded and should have one of the most explosive offenses in the NFL. If Drew Lock is what everyone thinks that he is, they're going to be really good. Melvin Gordon, Phillip Lindsay in that backfield, Jerry Jeudy to throw to a Cortland Sutton, and on top of that, Noah Fant. Yeah, that should be a really, really good offense. Defense, they got some really good pieces too, even though they want to get rid of all their inside linebackers. So, and it's in Mile High. My gut is saying to go with the Broncos, but I'm actually going to go with the Titans just because maybe it's going to take a little bit for the Broncos to get their feet underneath them. So I'm actually going to go with the Titans.
I'm going to go with the Broncos.
Nice. Below, wow, this was a long video. You can always find me at TomGrossiComedy.com or at TomGrossiComedy on all social media. See down below. Check out podcasts on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play Music, Spotify, and of course YouTube. And a big shout out and thank you to all the YouTube members and Patreons over at patreon.com/TomGrossiComedy. Also, be sure to check out Squarespace.com/TomGrossi and use the promo code TomGrossi. But thank you so much for watching. I'm Tom Grossi.
And I'm Jade Grossi, and you can find me right here.
Every Wednesday. Forever.
No.
We're gonna get divorced?
That's where you jump to?
I'm just clarifying.
That could mean anything. That I don't want to do this forever, or maybe there's not going to be football forever, or maybe we're not going to do predictions forever.
I don't like any of those things.
So you jump to divorce first.
And as always, go Pack Go.